Hello and welcome students for Vijetha IAS Academy ethics classes. We are dealing with case studies. This session we are going to deal with case study number 30. Here you are a common citizen. When you are a common citizen, you will come across various unethical practices in society. As an individual, as an ethical individual, what kind of ethical practices or ethical steps you follow as a common citizen? There are many cases where you are a civil servant. When you are a civil servant, when you are performing your duty, will you do ethically or not? Those case studies we have seen so far. Now we are dealing with some case studies. If you are a citizen, will you do the acts, will you behave ethically in society or not? Such kind of cases also will come in examination. This is one such case. Shivakashi in Tamil Nadu is known for its manufacturing clusters on firecrackers and matches. The local economy of the area is largely dependent on firecrackers industry. It has led to tangible economic development and improved standard of living in the area. It improved. That means economically there is a benefit from this particular industry. So far as child labor norms for hazardous industries like firecrackers industry are concerned, International Labour Organization has set the minimum age as 18 years. In India, however, this age is 14 years. Legally 14 years and internationally 18 years. Nobody is allowed to do child labor. If someone is encouraging child labor, then they will be punishable. They will be punished under the law. The units in industrial clusters of firecrackers can be classified into registered and non-registered entities. One typical unit is household-based work. Though the law is clear on the use of child labor employment norms in registered and non-registered units, it does not include household-based works. Household-based works mean children working under the supervision of their parents or relatives. To evade child labor norms, several units project themselves as household-based works but employ children from outside. Needless to say that employing children saves the cost for these units, leading to higher profits to the owners. So simply, law is saying something, but in reality, the owners of these industries are performing something else. On your visit to one of the units at Shivakashi, the owner takes you around the unit which has about 10 to 15 children below 14 years of age. The owner tells you that in his household-based unit, the children are all his relatives. You notice that several children smirk when the owner tells you this. On deeper inquiry, you figure out that neither the owner nor the children are able to satisfactorily establish their relationship with each other. Bring out and discuss the ethical issues involved in the above case. What would be your reaction after your above visit? This is the case. There are firecracker industries. Some are registered, some are not registered. If there are any kind of household industries, you do not require any kind of norms, because household work means children will work but under the supervision of parents. But in this case, a owner has brought children from outside. They are not belong to his family. 10 to 15 children are there. Now that child labor practice are going on. These children are not working under the supervision of their parents. What are the ethical issues involved here? First question, ethical issues. First one, from the children point of view. Next one, industrial owner point of view. Another one, children parents point of view. And another one, the industry department, government department who are monitoring or inspecting these industries. Government department which is inspecting these departments. Ethical issues. Number one, child exploitation. Second one, right to education is violated. then you are killing the future of childhood, child labor, children exploitation, future of childhood. Next, basic human rights. These are children, their sufferings and the amount of time which they require to go for study or play is now getting wasted in the form of this exploitation, child labor. And now parents who are sending the children, they are violating right to education norms. Every child below 14 years of age must be given, whether parent or guardian, anyone must send their children to schools. Instead, they are sending children to, and these children to industries, and that to very hazardous industries. Their health is also very much concerned. Next, owner, when it comes to registered and non-registered, he is violating illegally. He is converting normal practices into household practices so that he will not abide by the legal norms, and also they can use children. So, using the loopholes in the law and trying to legal entity, unethical, no empathy, no compassion, empathy, ethical issues involved here. Next, government department are inspecting. Did they inspect this? Did they inspect? And if they inspect, what steps they have taken? Otherwise, this kind of practice was going on for a long time, means compromise in this department also. Now, these are the various ethical issues involved. Now, what kind of steps you can take as a common citizen? As a common citizen, what kind of options are there? First, just outlook, you cannot decide what is the exact nature of the issue. You have to clearly establish the relationship between people, children and the owner. That means, first, ensure proper survey. One is, as an individual you can do, but always it is very dangerous, and also as a single individual it's not possible to get all the details, and you can take help of a group, and this group is NGOs are better. The NGOs who are working against child labor. For example, there was one child labor rescue, Kailash Satyarthi. He even got a Nobel Peace Prize also for working in this particular direction. Child labor free India, child labor free world. That organization, he rescued many children from child labor activities also. And sometimes they used to get even threats also. Despite that, he worked very hard to ensure child labor free India. Like that, there are many NGOs who are working for that. You can use the help of those NGOs. As an individual, there are certain limitations. You may not have sufficient financial resources, and knowledge wise also how to think from all the directions. You may not have that particular kind of idea. Better approach NGO who are already experts in this direction. Now, just if you cooperate with them, and they will cooperate with you also. And they also need someone like you, that so that they can do their work effectively, efficiently. Group, then combinedly get the report, then complain to the appropriate authority. Whoever concerned related to these norms, related to industrial or child labor, welfare officers, different departments which are concerned with this particular issue can be taken into confidence. and provide these survey report to those people. Next, public awareness. With the help of NGOs, you can even get public awareness so that the parents will understand the importance of education and dangers of child labor. Dangers of child labor. It can be mass education like through videos, through books or newspapers, pamphlets, directly meeting people, using social media. Now there are so many various communication mechanisms. These communication mechanisms can be utilized so that you can use these steps. Ensure proper survey, take help of a group, NGOs, and complain to the appropriate authority, public awareness. These are the various steps. As an individual, you have to, you are not a single person, you are a single person. You cannot completely solve the issue. When such an issue is involved in a more complex way, you have to deal with very sensitively. Otherwise, the children who are given the work, their life or their families are also might be in economically weaker sections. That's where, because of that, parents are forcing the children to go and work in these factories even though they are very dangerous. You have to think in a holistic way. We have seen such kind of practices, we have seen such kind of cases also. If there is a poor family, when poor family, because of out of necessity, they are doing some kind of wrong thing or some kind of unethical or illegal activity, means you have to think very in a holistic way and you have to solve the problem in a comprehensive manner. In that direction, taking the help of various departments which are involved in this direction is the better option. So these are raising awareness, strengthening enforcement, support the affected children, and such kind of children are there, support directly to children. Support children. The children, they may not directly, because they are afraid of the owner, they are afraid of the parent, they are afraid of different people who are surrounding them. That's why you have to convince the children, and if you support their childhood, then automatically they will quit that job and they will go to the schools. Already in school, in right to education, under right to education, midday meal scheme is there. Then schools, uniforms, they are all be part of the education system. Convince the parents, and so that they can be sent to the schools. So this is how, these are the important. First, any issue without sufficient information, without sufficient report, you cannot proceed. Because haphazardly, in a abstract manner, in also in a very arbitrary manner, you cannot take the decision, you cannot proceed. That's why always take the information, proper survey, take the help of NGOs. Then if everything is convincing that this is what wrong thing, illegal thing is going on, unethical practice are going on, then complain to the right with all the evidences and proofs, complain to the appropriate authority. Then appropriate authority, once government comes into picture, then it becomes easy for you also, because you will get a institutional support. Single person cannot solve, institutional support also will come. Then institution, entire force of institutions will come into play, they will solve the issue. And public awareness side by side, and children, supporting the children also who are involving with the help of NGOs or with the help of government schemes. So once you involve the government, then automatically there are so many schemes which help children also, which help the poor parents also in this direction. This is how, these are the various steps. Even though you are a common person, but it doesn't mean a common person cannot do anything. Common person can do only if you include collaborative approach, only when you go by collaborative approach. Single person need a lot of financial resources, energy resources, time resources. One person cannot solve these kind of complex issues. That's why collaborative approach, who are already working in this direction, you just need to coordinate with them, ensure, give the sufficient report so that the government departments, concerned departments also will come into play. That is how a systemic issue can be solved. As an individual, as a citizen also, people can contribute for the social change in this direction. This is how these kind of child labor issues can be solved. Thank you very much.